Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cheeky Couch podcast. Today is a huge day here for multiple reasons. Reason number one, this is my 10th episode of the Cheeky Couch podcast. And I know it's only 10, but it's one of those fun numbers. It's one of those celebratory things, or at least I'm making it. 10 episodes? Yeah, we can celebrate for sure. I am just beaming on Cheeky Couch days because it's my favorite thing in the world. It has made me so happy. So I want to thank every single one of you who download my podcast episodes or if you watch on YouTube. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. It means so much. So yeah, we're doing a little celebrating for that today. And then also, this is the Real Housewives of New Jersey finale. The season 1 finale, people. This is legendary. This is where the famous Teresa Giudice table flip happens. It is in this episode and it's beyond exciting. So we're also celebrating that. So just to kind of like chin, I'm obviously going to open a bottle of champagne. I love any type of brut or champagne or anything bubbly and amazing. But my husband literally hates alcohol. He does not like to drink. And when he does drink, it's like even one drink is too much for him because he so rarely drinks. So I have all these champagnes that I always want to drink. And probably shouldn't be shaking this up, should I? But I never open them because it's just me who's going to be drinking it. So it feels like a waste because I can't drink an entire bottle. It'll be on the floor. But I'm giving myself the excuse tonight. So real quick, if you want to pause me, fix yourself a little beverage. Or some leafy greens or like whatever, you're into. I don't judge. Okay, I'm so afraid of this exploding. Let me pop it away from like my electronics. Please don't do it. Are you guys ready? Okay, here we go. Oh shit! It really is! Help! Okay, I think it's gonna be okay. Give it a minute. I have a wine subscription box. Wink. I do that. This is the Finks Brut. I've never tried it, but I've had it for like months, and so I'm like, let me just do it. And I'm pretty sure this is my wedding glass. I was like, oh, Luke, are these from our wedding? Because I didn't want to like use them if they're from our wedding. And he was like, I don't know. So I was like, great, if you don't have an emotional attachment to these glasses, then neither do I, and I can use them again. I mean, who do I think I am that I like have sacred glasses that I'm not allowed to use, And for everyone who thinks I'm pregnant, this will prove right here that I'm most definitely not. Okay, that should be enough. Salute! How cute are we? Real quick, I do want to say, I asked you last week if we should do the reunions because there's a lot of juice in the reunions. Everyone said yes, so we will of course be doing the reunions next weekend. I'm trying to do something a little special, which I'm really excited for, so I hope it works out. Secondly, okay, so here was what I was thinking. When I first set out to do Cheeky Couch, I said that we were going to just cover, for example, starting with like Real Housewives of OC and Real Housewives of New Jersey, fly through those, and then start 2 new franchises. And then I was like, you know what? We're going to be here for like a year before we get through the entire series. So after the reunion episodes, we're going to pick up with 2 new franchises. Let me know what you guys want to start with. I was actually thinking of doing Real Housewives of New York because it is my absolute favorite and I have so much to say about it and I would like to get that one started as well. And then I would also love to do a newer one like Salt Lake City. That one I haven't even watched myself, so it would be like us doing it together for the first time if you're not a watcher. But I just thought, it's going to take a while to get through every single season before we can move on to new shows. So I think we're going to just go ahead and circle and cover all of the franchises season 1, and then we'll jump back to Jersey and OC for season 2, and then like vice versa. You know what I mean? Let me know what you think about that. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so season 1, episode 6, the finale, starts out with Teresa giving Dina and Dina's daughter a little tour of her brand new house. They're like finally moving in. If you remember last week, Teresa was having her furniture dropped off, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to be honest with you, in a lot of this first like 20 minutes of this episode, mind you, the episode's only like 40 minutes long. So a lot of the first 20 minutes is all filler content because I know they're kind of just really trying to get to the juice of it, but they needed a full episode and the fight was only like that long. There is a lot of filler in the beginning of this episode, but there is some good stuff, some good things. So yeah, Teresa just showing around her very gaudy house. Oh my gosh. You know what's interesting and what occurred to me while watching this? Why didn't she have Dina help decorate the house? Isn't Dina an interior decorator / wedding planner / furniture renter for celebrity dressing rooms. I'm sorry, I'll never retire talking about that because it still makes no sense to this day. But anyway, but to be fair, I think Teresa definitely kind of gives that vibe of she can do it all on her own and she has her own tastes and she probably enjoyed the process. So not saying she needed her. I just thought it was interesting that she didn't use Dina. Then they go outside to have a little wine and a little gossip. Teresa says she did want to have a housewarming, but it just wasn't ready yet. So she's going to invite everybody to a really nice dinner. And she's going to include Danielle. So here we are setting up for the big dinner. Dina says she doesn't understand why we have to like keep including her if they're not friends with her. Teresa sees it differently, supposedly. Again, I think this is all a big Mean Girl setup. They want to pounce, but whatever. I mean, I guess that might not be true. The way the dinner party goes later, it really doesn't look like that. You know how these shows go. Producers probably want her at the dinner. So Teresa says she's going to give Danielle the benefit of the doubt, whereas Dina is just like, you know what? She's not my friend, so I don't have to worry about her. I don't have to deal with her. It's Jacqueline's problem. Then we are with Danielle and her daughters at their house, and she's showing them some of her photography, or I'm sorry, her like shots that she did as a model. Christine, Danielle's oldest daughter, is interested in modeling, so Danielle thought it'd be fun to show her some photos, and she has a beautiful little portfolio. You really don't get to see the pictures. For some reason, they're blurred. I don't know if maybe she doesn't have ownership of the photos, so that's why they couldn't show them. And then she talks about how she did All My Children. She did something called Third Eye, I believe, and then she did a little work for The Sopranos. So Danielle actually has a really nice little portfolio, and I had no idea she did all of that like legit work. So go Danielle. And mind you, this would probably be after she got in trouble all those years ago. So it just shows character development. She got her job together, her life together, raising beautiful daughters, you know. Sorry. I'm always here to defend Danielle. Then Danielle kind of is talking about the modeling industry and about, I don't know why I did this. It's the modeling industry. She was a model. But how it led to some of her downfall. There were some sketchy people that she met along the way. And this kind of leads her into talking about the book with her daughters. And Danielle's just kind of saying to her daughters, you know, yes, all this happened, but I just hope that we have a close enough relationship that you will still trust me. And her daughters are so sweet. And they're like, yes, of course, we trust you above anybody else. So her ride or dies are still there for her. Even though I feel really bad that they're kind of being dragged into this situation because they are still just children. Now we are at Jacqueline's house and Ashley is there, her son's there, and her parents are visiting. It's so funny because Jacqueline, as her parents are approaching, is talking about like just how simple and humble they are. You know, they're not used to this crazy life. Meanwhile, I just want to point out, they are pulling into their house, to Jacqueline's house, in this huge Rockstar tour bus sized RV. And that RV alone probably costs more than a lot of people's homes, okay? Maybe not today with the way home prices are. Oh my gosh, don't get me started. A year later, still trying. I mean, maybe they're humble, but I think they have money. That thing is a tour bus, okay? It is it's crazy. So anyway, they're all just hanging out, and you can tell Ashley is so excited to see them because, you know, you gotta remember, the only ones here who are her, like, blood family are her mother, Jacqueline, and her little brother. And technically he's only half because Chris is not Ashley's father, and this is all of Chris's family. So Ashley doesn't have a lot of immediate family around, so I bet this is just like a really exciting day for Ashley. Another funny detail, as I pointed out in the last one, again, we're back in the kitchen. They just live in their kitchen, which I don't blame them. If I had a huge kitchen, I would too, but we only ever see Jacqueline in her kitchen, and it's really funny to me. Another note, Jacqueline is wearing a t-shirt that I can only make out so much, but I'm almost positive it says fetish on it, and I'm certain it says fetish. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will be screenshotting so you can see. I'm positive it says fetish, and I just find that to be an odd choice for the day that your parents are visiting. And she's going on about her life out here. She's like, we go to Botox parties and we go to Pampered Chef parties. It's a crazy life out here. I'm pretty sure they have Pampered Chef in the Midwest too. I remember friends' moms doing all those chef parties. So again, I think it makes me laugh. Jacqueline definitely thinks this is like super high-end stuff. I don't necessarily think it is, but whatever. Jacqueline asks if Ashley will take CJ out to go swing and hang out so she can have some alone time with her parents. Once Ashley leaves, Jacqueline says, you know, we got Ashley this car, but it's been sitting in a warehouse. Remember the car? We haven't given her the car yet. We've just been wasting and making payments on this car that's sitting in a warehouse. Ridiculous. She's asking her parents for advice. She says she's still not really happy with Ashley's attitude. However, Ashley's kept up with summer school and she's stuck to her word and she's followed the rules. So Ashley's doing everything that was required of her and she's still like debating on whether or not giving her this car. I just feel like she doesn't want to see Ashley happy. That's how it feels to me. I'm sure it's not the case, but that's just kind of how I see it. I don't know. And so Jacqueline's father, who was a colonel in the army, she says he was very strict. He says, and I think this is a fair idea. He says, I would tell Ashley that this is a car for her to drive. I would not say that this is her car yet. This is simply a car for you to use. So I think that's a fair compromise if you don't feel ready to gift her the car. I don't know if Ashley's going to see it that way, though. I think Ashley's obviously just going to say, like, this is my car. And I have to say, like, they didn't have to buy Ashley a super nice car. That's not Ashley's fault. And I almost feel like Ashley's being punished for the fact that they chose to buy her a really nice car. They could have gone down the street to any of the used car lots and bought her a cheaper car, but they didn't do that. So it's really not Ashley's fault that you don't want to give her this really nice big gift, Oh, you guys know I could go on and on and on about Ashley and Jacqueline's relationship, but Jacqueline thinks that sounds like a good idea. Now we're with Dina and her daughter Lexi, and they are having a cute little, clean your room moment. She's helping Lexi clean her room. Her name's Lexi, right? Why am I forgetting what her name is? Anyway, Dina's daughter. They're cleaning her room. She has tons of stuffed animals. She's growing up. She's getting to that age where she doesn't need all these toys around and things like that. So I'm hoping they're donating them. I don't remember hearing that, but I'm hoping they are. Anyway, it's a cute little moment, and it's just kind of playing to the story about how Dina is sick of working and she wants more of these moments with her daughter, which is fair enough. She's getting older. She is. So, yeah, that's all that's going on there. Then we go to Caroline, and Caroline has a new guard dog, which I just think is so interesting. She says that, and anyone can have a guard dog. I'm not trying to imply anything. I'm really not. Just, if you remember what we talked about last episode with the supposed connections to certain types of families in New Jersey, the mob. It's interesting that Caroline is really worried about not having a guard dog. She wants more protection because her husband's not home a lot. Caroline says, like, a lot of people know them in town and friends of friends know where they are. And so she just wants a little more protection. So they have this super tough guard dog, gorgeous little puppy. I hate that dogs are being used as weapons, but no, I'm sure it's better than actual weapons. It's just so crazy when you see the dog. He's so cute and sweet, and then they're doing these like training drills with him, and he's an animal. Yes, he is a literal animal, but he is attacking, and it's so scary to me how quick that happens. But at least, she'll be protected, so I guess that's always good. So we're back at Jacqueline's, and she gets a phone call, and you can tell that it's Chris because she's like, outside now? Okay, so they're clearly giving Ashley the car. And she plays it cool. She's like, Chris wants us to go outside and look at the RV or something. And, the grandparents are there and everything. So trying to play it cool, get everyone outside. And it's so funny because Ashley's like, why do I have to go? Like, now? I have to go now? And it's like, they're clearly about to give her a car. It's just so funny. So Ashley comes outside and her car is pulling up. She is so happy. She's like bawling hysterically. She's like, that's the car I wanted. So again, I don't know why they bought her the exact car she wanted if they didn't want this to be a gift. But anyway, it doesn't matter. She's so happy. You can see everyone's so happy for her. And then they give her the rules, which is fair enough. Chris says, this car's in my name. It's my car. You get to use it when you need a car. And as you keep following the rules and improve your behavior, you will get to have the car. So I guess that's fair. Next, quick little boring thing. Dina, Caroline, and Dina's daughter at a little cafe. And Dina is once again just going on about how she wants to quit her job. That's it. Now we go to Danielle's house. Her and her daughters are getting ready for the big dinner. We're finally here. I told you, at the beginning of this episode, it's all just filler. Everyone looks gorgeous. The girls have these cute little dresses on, these little formal dresses. They're little ballet flats. I remember being this age, and anytime you had to wear like a little dress to maybe like some formal event or a school, I always just think of like choir. Like I was in the choir, so when we had a choir show or whatever, you have your little formal dress on and little black ballet flats. I will remember that look till the end of time. It's so cute. So everyone looks amazing. Danielle is looking hot so matzo. She is a beautiful woman. Like, she is gorgeous. I don't care what work she's had done. I think she says she had a brow lift and, you know, she gets a lot of injections and things. But even without all that, she is beautiful, beautiful. So she looks amazing. And now everyone is arriving at the restaurant for the big dinner. Teresa is showing off her new, I hate to say the word, boobies. She got new boobies, okay? And she's showing them to everybody. And she loves them. So yay for Teresa. And everyone's here, by the way. All the families, all the couples, all the children. This is the big family dinner, basically. So everyone's sitting down for the dinner. The drinks are flowing. We have champagne. What I think is hilarious is that Teresa set herself at the head of the table. I mean, it makes total sense because this is technically like Teresa's dinner party. She invited everybody because she wanted a housewarming, but like couldn't have one. So they're doing a dinner. I don't know. But everyone's laughing and having a good time. It's awkward. It's definitely awkward. Danielle's just kind of like, hi. And everyone's just kind of like, hello, hi, hello, hi girls, hello. It's like very freaking awkward. The girls go to sit down with the other, you know, younger girls. This is a family full of women. They produce girls in this family. So Danielle sits between Joe, Teresa's husband, and Albie, Caroline's son. She's smack dab in the middle of these two guys. One she's had a problem with for being homophobic, and the other one she supposedly was coming on to, but in my mind, she was still just dancing. It wasn't a big deal. So Teresa goes, no kisses, no kisses, because it's like, I don't know, everyone does do the double cheek kiss here in Jersey, but Teresa knows what she's doing. She knows, was Danielle going to walk around that table after this whole book incident and give kisses? No. So that right there I'm clocking as the first dig against Danielle. They're just kind of laughing and cracking jokes about who's going to pick up the check. Is it going to be Teresa? Is it going to be Joe? Teresa thanks everyone for coming for a great dinner. They're doing little chin-chins, little cheers, salutes, munching on some bread, and just, it seems like so far so good. At this point, you could imagine that they are going to squash it and it's going to be good. Next, they bring out these, oh my god, these delicious, delicious looking seafood towers. I have to figure out what restaurant this is because I need that damn seafood tower. Oh my lord, it looks so good. Shrimps like this, Wendy Williams would have loved this restaurant. Sorry. I'm like emotionally dealing with some Wendy Williams stuff right now. I want her to be good and I'm so sick of everyone picking on her. But if you watch this show, you know she would do that when she would talk about shrimps like this. But let me tell you something funny. Danielle played this right because you're sitting here and you're thinking, when is this shit gonna pop off? Danielle made the right decision. I swear, she saw those seafood towers come out. She knows why she's here, but you see those seafood towers. Holy shit, I'm getting free seafood tonight. Placed some right down in front of her and she said, I'm keeping my mouth shut till this is over. She's got her oysters, her lemon, eating up, having a good time. And she is so smart. Like, get your dinner first and then wreak havoc, you know? Eat that beautiful, beautiful shrimp, eat those delicious oysters, and then start some drama, okay? But feed yourself first, all right? She did this like perfect. This is silly, it doesn't matter, but Teresa and Joe, like, can't figure out how to eat the freaking oysters. And I'm like, are you from Jersey or not? Because we have delicious oysters. And at every Italian restaurant, there's oysters. Like, it's very that. With Italian food, you get a little thing of seafood. And I am shocked that they're at this stage in their life and they've never tried oysters. It's like the first thing I ate when I got out here. So I'm a little shocked that they're so put off by the seafood. I don't know. I think that's crazy. And I have to say, Teresa's being a great sport here. Like, yeah, the air is probably a little thick. Tensions are a little high being so close to Danielle at the table. And Teresa's doing a great job of just trying to get everyone laughing. She's talking about how, like, the oysters are an aphrodisiac and maybe Joe shouldn't have any because he already wants it too much. TMI, but that's what she says. And she goes, Danielle, I had my boobies done. And, like, she's being really good, actually. She's being really, really chatty and funny. From Danielle's perspective, I feel like all you see is fakeness, right? A lot of phony niceness in her head, in her face. And it's probably a little hard to laugh along with the group when you know these bitches are all talking about you. You know they are. They were probably talking about you before you got in there. So everyone's like just laughing at how funny Teresa's being and just talking about how much of an animal her husband is. And everyone's having a really good time. They are mid-laugh. I mean, everyone is just cracking the F up. They're like drying tears from their eyes. They're like having a good old laugh. And you see out of the corner of your eye, Danielle reaches down, picks up the book. She brought it to the dinner and she slams it on the table. She doesn't really slam it, but boom, sets it in the center of the table. So everyone, like, still smiling and laughing, they look at it. They're like, they're like just staring at it. Oh my god, I just thought it was the most beautiful, perfect comedic timing. Danielle, mwah, you did this so supremely. You waited till after you had them delicious shrimps, those yummy oysters. You waited till everyone was in a good laugh, thinking everything was a-okay. Boom, bitches, I'm not okay. We're gonna talk about this right fucking now. Danielle, your delivery was beautiful. Mwah, 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 beautiful. Chef's kiss. Fantastic. And Danielle is so funny. She doesn't say a word. She sits there. Everyone's staring at the book like this. And Danielle's just sipping her little champagne. It looks like Prosecco. Sipping her Prosecco. And it's perfect. She doesn't say 2 words. So Teresa in Italian says, look, the book. By the way, I do love Teresa and Joe speak fluent Italian. They're from Italy. They were born in Italy. At least I'm pretty sure they are. Joe I know was, because Joe ended up being deported back to Italy. We will get there eventually. But yeah, they speak fluent Italian. It's nice to hear. Everyone is like clearly trying to avoid the fact that the book is on the table. They're all just kind of looking around, eating, drinking, just no one's saying anything. No one's, maybe little mumbles to each other because they're like, oh great, here we go. But everyone's also kind of trying to ignore that the book is right in their faces. Anyway, so it's been silent for too long. Danielle, I think, was expecting someone to pop off and no one did, which I hate because I would have loved to know. I bet Danielle, that's a moment where you have a line ready. You can kind of imagine who's going to say something first, and you've already like prepped your opener, like you've prepped your response on the way there. So I feel cheated out of the fact that we don't know what Danielle had prepared to come back at somebody. Danielle, unfortunately, has to lead the conversation by herself because no one is responding. So Danielle says, I'd like to talk to you all for a minute. I brought this book with me because it just seems to be haunting me, and I just want to clarify some things, especially for all of you who have taken great interest in my life 25 years ago. Remember, this book is almost 30 years old. It is an old book, okay? And they did bring it back into the limelight. So, she has a right. I think she really has a right. Danielle continues saying there are lies that have been spread about me. There's lies about me in this book. There are lies going around about me at town. And there's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of talk behind my back from the people sitting in this room. Dina says she realized quickly that this was geared towards her. Because remember, Danielle believes it's Dina who brought the book back out and has been showing it around town. And Danielle believes she has proof that Dina is the one. Danielle's very upfront of her opinion. I don't know if she's leaving anything out, but she says there are 2 truths about me in this book. I was arrested and I changed my name. She says I was never a prostitute, which I hate that word. I am pro-sex work, but in her words, she says I was never a prostitute. I was never any of the things mentioned in this book, which is kind of already a bit of a fib because I do know that Danielle later on does admit to being a dancer, or as they call it, a stripper. But this was different times. People weren't as okay with the dancing profession. Not even that everyone's okay with it now. It's still a big stigma, but she does open up later on about how she was a dancer. So Dina goes, like mid Danielle talking, she goes, can I stop you right there? Because Dina's getting pissed. She's sitting like this, staring at her face like that, looking like a little sourpuss. What surprises me is Caroline puts her hand on Dina's back and says, let her finish, like let her talk. And I was happy that Caroline did that because it's the right thing to do. Danielle deserves to talk about this since everyone else has had so much to say all season about Danielle's life. By the way, what's so horrible about this is we cannot forget everyone's children are seated at a table right next to them. They're at the kids' table, okay? They are right down the row. Like they're all in the room. Ugh, I hate that part. You know who we need? We needed Dr. Holly from Dance Moms. Dr. Holly. Anytime Abby Lee Miller was popping off the mouth with one of the moms, or if the moms were fighting, Dr. Holly got those girls out of the room like that. It was like, she was like, out of the room, out of the room. She would get all the kids out like the second things were about to pop down, and bless her for that. Dr. Holly is a saint. She liked another one of my tweets on Twitter yesterday. I'm this close to getting Dr. Holly on this show. I swear to God, I'm gonna get Dr. Holly. If it's the last thing I do on Cheeky Couch, I will get Dr. Holly. I have so many questions for her. And then Teresa starts up, even though Caroline just said, like, let's give her a chance to explain herself. Teresa says, you know what? We were going to find out about the book eventually. And Caroline's in the background like, let her finish, which is the right thing to do. Danielle says, no, you can stop because I'm not finished. Teresa goes, well, I'm not finished either. And Danielle goes, fine. The minute I'm done, you can lay into me all you want. But right now I have the floor, so listen up. I am so proud of Danielle and how she commands this room's attention because she's owed it. She deserves it. And it's not easy sitting in a room where everyone hates you and have them not talk over you. It is a big power move that she could shut everyone up and like let her say her piece, you know? Dina is so annoying. Dina goes around, sits right next to Teresa at the head of the table. They're like two little angry faces, two little angry birds looking at Danielle. I take that as an intimidation thing. I don't like that she went and did that. Maybe she's just trying to get closer to have a conversation, but I mean, they were like across from each other, so I don't know why she had to go sit with Teresa and they're both just like in Danielle's face. I don't like that. Dina starts interrupting and goes, I never had the book in my hands. And Caroline's yelling, let her speak. It's just like, oh my God, it's so much. So things are kind of heating up for sure. Teresa does choose to have her nanny take the kids out of the room, which is good. I commend Teresa for doing that for sure. Danielle says, my children have no choice but to know about this. So I think Danielle's kids are staying. So Caroline says, you know, say what you need to say. Danielle says, none of you have known me long enough to need to know every little detail about my past life. It was before I ever met any of you. It was before I even had children. And I agree. Before this book situation, they barely wanted to know her. They would barely get near her. She says, I made a lot of mistakes. I did. I made a lot of mistakes. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. She says, I got arrested, but I never did the things that are in this book. She says, I understand if you want to protect your family. I get that, and that's fine. But I don't think it was necessary to be brought around town and like exposed to our small little town where everyone knows each other. And that is so fair. I completely agree, especially because she has daughters. These things will come back to her daughters in school. Danielle then says she sat at home alone for 3 weeks with diarrhea because of all this stress and anxiety and because of Dina. It sounds like she had a pretty bad stressed out, nervous tum-tum, which is never fun for anybody, so I understand the frustration. I mean, God, I'd be raising hell over just that fact alone, quite honestly. That's not 3 weeks, my lord. So Danielle is just laying into them, saying, you know, she's mad at Dina. She's really targeting Dina here. Caroline pipes up from the corner here, and she's like, Danielle, like trying to yell over everyone. Caroline goes, can you do me one favor? To Danielle's face, and she goes, look at me. As Danielle's already looking at her, she's like, look at me, because I'm the one who brought the book. So Caroline is claiming that she's the one that got the book and showed it around town. Remember, Caroline is Dina's big sister. In my opinion, I think that they worked probably as a dirty little double, or she's just protecting Dina. She tends to protect Dina a lot. I think she fights all of Dina's fights for her as this kind of big sister matriarch member of the family. Caroline likes to take things into her own hands to protect other people. It is admirable, but if it wasn't Dina, it was both of them, okay? You know what I mean? I don't believe it. Danielle says, that's not what I heard. I respect that you're trying to protect your sister. I really do. I really respect that. But, and then Caroline's like, no. Let me tell you. She goes, you are attacking my sister, and I will not sit here and allow you to attack my sister when it is not true. And then we have the infamous Caroline Manzo line. This is the line that got Caroline Manzo her own spin-off show, okay? She says, let me tell you something about my family. We are as thick as thieves, and we protect each other till the end. Boom. That is Caroline's big line. So now Dina and Caroline are both coming at Danielle. Dina's saying, you started lies about me. You're the one who's attacking me nonstop, saying that I did this. You have no proof. I didn't do it. You're smearing my name, blah, blah, blah. Keep in mind, Jacqueline's at this table, and she is, tight-lipped for now. We're going to see something very interesting very shortly. But for right now, Jacqueline is just sitting there, just kind of ping pong eyeballs, just watching the table, watching everyone fight. So then Dina naturally starts to gaslight Danielle. Danielle's saying, you know what, I find it really comforting that you're all a big cozy family, which I think is such a perfect line. She goes, but when you attack me, I attack back. It's just me. I just only have me. I will defend myself. Dina's going, no one's attacking you. No one's talking about you. This is all in your own mind, which the entire season has been everyone talking about Danielle. It's bullshit. It's gaslighting. It's bullshit. She says, no one knows you. No one cares about you. You know, you're making this up in your head. No one's talking about you. Danielle goes, you didn't take this book into Chateau, you know, the salon where they all get primped and preened before an event. She says, you didn't take this book into Chateau. Dina's like, no, we didn't take it there. We didn't take it there. And then, of course, don't you know it, Caroline, you can see her wheels turning in her head. She's looking down and then she goes, no, you know what? I took it to Chateau. I did it. I took it to Chateau. And I'm like, you are so just covering for Dina. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. And it's interesting because Dina almost like is shocked that Caroline would say that because it's obviously a lie. Dina goes, Caroline? Because like clearly it's not true, right? And they name two people who work at the salon. Danielle says they both told me that it was Dina who brought the book into Chateau. Caroline goes, it's a lie. It's a lie. It was me. It was me. And I'm just like, oh my God. Dina is a grown-ass woman and a mother. She can fight her own freaking fights. This is ridiculous. And then, of course, okay, now the sisters, Caroline and Dina, are getting really annoyed that their sister-in-law, Jacqueline, isn't backing them up. So Dina leans over and she's like, hey, Jacqueline, why don't you tell her the truth about who really came in with the book? Why don't you tell her the truth? And the fact that Jacqueline's just sitting there quiet already tells me Caroline and Dina are lying. You can see it all over Jacqueline's face. She doesn't know what to say because this is such a stressful situation for her. Danielle is her friend. She wants to protect Danielle. But she's married to Caroline and Dina's brother, and they have this whole insane family code where you never go against the family. It's like the freaking Sopranos. You don't go against the family. You know, they have this weird type of herd mentality where you need to stick with them. Blood is thicker than water. All this other bullshit that for them it just cancels out what's right and what's wrong. It's just sticking together and it cancels out if you're right or wrong. It's unbelievable. And Jacqueline is just freaking out on the inside. So now Jacqueline spills the truth. She goes, you know what? You two came into the salon and you were showing it around to everybody. You two, both of you two, Caroline and Dina, you took it in to Salon Chateau and you showed it to everyone. Dina and Caroline's faces, they're like deer in the headlights, like shocked. They cannot believe that Jacqueline just did this. So Caroline's calling her a liar. She's like, lie, you're lying. And Jacqueline's like, no, I swear on my son's life, I am not lying. So then, oh my God, so now the family's turning on each other, right? Dina stands up and she goes, I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know about the book. We found out about it, all three of us together. Jacqueline is pissed. She goes, no. You called me over to the computer. You were clapping like this and you go, look what I found. And so now Jacqueline and Dina are screaming at each other. Like, and Dina's like yelling at her brother. She's like, Chris, like trying to get Jacqueline to shut up, basically. It is so freaking crazy. And Jacqueline goes, I wasn't going to say anything, but you're sitting there trying to act like you didn't do anything or you weren't a part of this. Like, no, you are a liar. Jacqueline says to Dina, I saved your ass. I didn't even tell Danielle it was you until this very moment. I was covering for you. So it was really nice to see Jacqueline finally step up for Danielle, come face to face, head to head with her sister-in-laws and defend Danielle because Jacqueline knows the truth. Jacqueline knows the truth. She's kind of in on this somewhat. She's getting information from, her sister-in-laws. Jacqueline's poor husband sitting there like, holy shit, I'm going to have my wife and my sisters fighting. Like, what a nightmare. So now Dina's getting personal. She's calling Jacqueline Two-Face. She's like, you are Two-Face. You are Two-Face. You are not Danielle's friend. So now we're going to try and ruin Jacqueline's relationship with Danielle because Dina and Caroline are losing control of the situation. They can't have that. So now they have to try and start a feud elsewhere to, you know, kind of get the heat off them. It's awful. So Dina's storming out because she's like losing. She's been outed and she can't handle the truth, okay? And Jacqueline yells at her. She's running out. She's like, "You are such a liar. You're two-faced. I'm not covering for you anymore." And then Dina comes up and she's like, "You're the liar. You're the two-faced." It's like, oh my God. It's so good. And Danielle, because she's a nice person, she actually feels bad now that the sisters and sister-in-laws are fighting. She goes, "I didn't want this. I didn't want this to happen at all. I did not want this." Caroline goes, "You didn't want this? Why'd you bring the book then?" And Danielle's like, "I didn't want to bring this book. I didn't want this to come up. I didn't want to have to deal with this. I didn't look for this book. I didn't try to find it. And I didn't expose it and bring it all around town. I deserved a little clarifying of this situation and these things and these rumors that are being spread about me." And then Dean is yelling, "I didn't care about that book. I don't care about you. It's all bullshit. Bullshit." So now Teresa pipes in. She goes, "Well, why would your ex-husband write that freaking book?" So Teresa says there has to be something true about you in this book. Danielle says there are two things true. Pay attention. I told you what they are. Name change. I got arrested. And Teresa's face, she does not like it being insinuated that she's dumb. This is a reoccurring thing, we'll say. I mean, no one enjoys it, but that is Teresa's hot button. That gets her head freaking flying. The fact that Danielle said, "Pay attention," boom. Teresa now she went from like probably 20 because I don't think she really minds conflict. I think she's probably fine. Now she's at 100 because it was insinuated that she's not paying attention and she can't stand it. So she goes, "I am paying attention. I am paying attention. There must be something true about you in that book." So Teresa goes, "Here it is." Okay, wait. I need a drink for this. I need a drink for this because I don't agree with what she's going to say and it's going to be painful for me, okay? Just know I don't agree with the following statements. Oh my God. Teresa goes, "It's not just name change and arrested. It's not that. There's got to be something else. Oh, you were stripping? You were a stripper? You were a prostitution whore? You were engaged 19 fucking times? I mean, you stupid fucking bitch." Flips the table like, oh my God, why would she flip a table? Why would she flip the table? I don't understand why she would flip the table. And then she says something, I don't know what it is. She goes, "You stop it, oh my God." Like it literally, even I've watched with subtitles and it says indistinguishable words, okay? Even the subtitles could not figure out what she says here. She goes, "You bleep bitch, you bleep whore." I find it funny that they bleep out the word fucking, but they don't bleep out bitch and whore. I think that's interesting. And so now Joe is like dragging Teresa out of the room. He's trying to get her out of there. Oh my gosh, there is glass shattered everywhere, wine flowing. I hope they got that seafood off the table before this happened. I hope those shrimps did not go to waste. I saw a few left. I clocked them. I clocked about 3 shrimps, and it looked like some crab meat on the seafood tower still. So I hope someone scooped that up in time. And Danielle's just over there like, wow. She just says, wow. It's like amazing. And even Joe's like, "What are you doing?" to Teresa. Teresa goes, "She's an effing pig." And then Joe's like, "You're pissing me off. What are you doing?" Because it's an insane act. I still don't get why Teresa loses it, but she does nonetheless. And then, boom, Teresa sits back down and this is what she says. "Don't think that I'm an airhead or that I'm stupid because that's what pisses me off." There it was. And there it was. Teresa's trigger is being insulted and just insinuated that she's dumb, stupid, and airhead. That is her big trigger, which really makes me think about her upbringing. How often was she called dumb and stupid and things like that? And I will tell you, this is something that really, really bothers me that we'll see in later seasons about how they treat their daughters, okay? They use words like that and it makes my skin crawl. You know, my parents were different and we had our own problems. But more than curse words, we were never allowed to say dumb. We weren't allowed to say stupid. And I'm so glad that even those words weren't allowed in our house because it's painful. Those are worse than like actual curses. To call someone dumb and stupid, that to me is so much deeper and so much worse than just being called a bitch sometimes. You know what I mean? So I'm really glad it was my dad actually who was so so strict. We could not say stupid. We could not say dumb, things like that. So, and I'm glad because, gosh, there's a lot of that in this show, specifically in Jersey. There's a lot of calling your kids dumb and stupid. There's a lot of it, and it's really hard to watch sometimes. But there we go. That was Teresa's trigger. So then Dina pipes in, she goes, I'm not saying I had no part in this, but I can't stomach you. I don't like you as a person. And Danielle goes, yeah, honey, the feeling's mutual, which is so perfect. I love Danielle. I really do. So then she goes, did my sister bring it to Chateau? Yes. So now Dina's like changing her story because before she was saying it wasn't Caroline. Now it is Caroline. And Dina also now conveniently says that she was just getting her hair done at Chateau when Caroline came in to show everyone the book. She was getting her hair shampooed. So whatever. If anything, Dina could have got there to get her hair shampooed and was like, oh, everyone, wait till my sister Caroline gets here. We have something to show you all. Now she's acting like, oh, she was just getting her hair shampooed and her sister just happened to pop in. Bullshit. It's bullshit. So now Jacqueline and Dina are going at it because Jacqueline's saying, you're lying. You're still lying. I know the truth and you know the truth too. So Jacqueline's husband finally says something and he's like, enough. I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Enough. He's shutting it down. He wants his wife to be quiet. He wants his sisters to be quiet. And then Chris, the winner here, he had the best. Oh my God. I can't believe he said that. And I can't believe his sisters even talk to him today, if they do at all, because this family goes through it. This is not the first time and last time we'll see this Manzo-Lorita family fighting. Remember, Lorita is Caroline and Dina's maiden name, Jacqueline's last name because she married their brother, la la la. He says it's all bullshit. At the end of the day, the book is bullshit, and he goes, Danielle, you are welcome in my home at any time. Oh my God! Chris! I just got a new little crush on Chris. I love that he said that. He welcomes Danielle into his home. Oh my God. Like, yes. That is such a good husband. He is such a good guy on this show. He really is. That's how the episode ends. They do that little thing where they show each person's like little card and little picture and information about them. So Dina's little ending card here says, Dina is enjoying being just a housewife again. She devotes her time to charity, her family, and her cats, which sounds wonderful. So happy for Dina there. Teresa is up next. Her card says Teresa is still helping her daughter Gia with her acting career. Her new bubbies did the trick she and Joe are expecting. So Teresa is pregnant. They are going to have I believe this is their final child. I won't reveal what it is yet. You probably know. Okay, they have a girl. Okay, they have another girl. Can you believe it? This family of girls. It's crazy. Something is in the Jersey water, and I hope so because I really want a girl. But anyway, I'd be happy with anything, blessed with anything. But I would really love a girl. I'm like a girl mom, okay? Caroline is next. Hers says, Caroline stands by her decision to expose the book. She says she would do it again. And then we have Danielle. It says, Danielle continues to look for her soulmate. She and Dina still go to the same hair salon, but have not crossed paths. Why is Danielle going to this hair salon where, like, everyone was definitely talking shit on her? Whatever. By the way, in between showing these cards, there is this really short clip of Caroline Manzo going up to Jacqueline, and she goes, you know who you're hurting? You know who you're hurting? You're hurting my parents. She has the nerve to say that to Jacqueline. She tells Jacqueline that she is hurting her in-laws, her husband's parents. The nerve of Caroline to say that. Why would their parents be involved in this whatsoever? They're not. That was such a targeted, hurtful thing to say. And then Jacqueline says, family or not, what's right is right and what's true is true. Absolutely, Jacqueline. Couldn't have said it better myself. And again, it just goes to the point where the Manzos, the Loritas, aside from Chris, because he made the right decision too, he's more level-headed, clearly, than his crazy sisters, they don't agree with what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. They agree with stick with the family always. And I don't want to bring it up again. I feel bad bringing it up so many times because I don't mean to open this back up into the world, but facts are facts. And honestly, if they're willing to drag freaking Danielle's history all over town, theirs should be dragged all over too. I'm just saying, if we really want to go for this eye for an eye type of mentality, practice what you preach. Your family is shit out on there too with all their connections in New Jersey, okay? We're going to get into that more in the reunion because it comes out in a big way. But it's toxic. It is so, so toxic. And then Jacqueline's card is last. And you guys, this made me so happy. It says, Jacqueline and Chris are expecting baby number 3. The pregnancy has brought the family closer together again. So it sounds like the baby calmed down the fighting in the family, and Jacqueline is finally getting her little baby that you know she was trying for this season. They were seeing specialists. She was suffering from problems, and just so happy for Jacqueline. She deserves it. You guys, that is it for season 1 Jersey Housewives. Now, we still have the reunion next weekend. Like I said, I don't want to tell too much because I don't know if it's going to work out, but I'm trying to put together something very, very special. So fingers crossed I'm able to do that this week because, ooh, I really want to do it. It's a lot of work, but I'm going to try. Regardless, even if it doesn't work out, we will be covering the reunion together, but I really want to do something that I was thinking about. So I'm going to try to do that for you, and we will do it next weekend. Tomorrow we have the finale of Real Housewives of Orange County, so that's super exciting. Big finale weekend. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you thought of season 1. I can't wait to see you guys at the reunion. And just, again, a special thank you if you've been here with me since my first episode. 10 episodes just seems exciting to me. It just makes me really happy. I can't wait till we're at 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 and 100. It's really exciting for me. So, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.